I've parked here in the shade because I didn't really want to have too much sunlight on me. It's a very hot day here in Crawley, but I've got to move because the camera is not picking up much light at all, so just gonna have to drive. BRB. I need to mute this because I might get copyrighted, but we'll see. Where? Ooh, biceps actually look quite good on camera, but I'm afraid that they are lacking in person. Right, hello YouTube. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Versace Dylan Blue. This is a very good cologne. Very good, is it perfume? I don't actually know. I should probably find out before I talk any further about it. Right, let's just say fragrance. This is a fragrance for men. Very good fragrance. One of my most complimented fragrances. I will say that I have this. This is a Crown Scandal. Very nice. This is the box I got it in. Jean Paul. Don't actually know how you say it. Jean Paul Gaultier Intense. And it is intense. This is very strong. You don't need to spray much of it, but it is also quite expensive. But it's very nice. And I'll say it's similar to the Victor Rolf Dylan Blue. I've got a few compliments about it. It's not my most complimented fragrance. My most complimented fragrance goes down to Perry Ellis 360 Cherry Red, which I will be doing a review on, but I don't have it because I've used all of it up. See there, I buy this frequently. This one's nearly full, but I have had many of these before. The Versace Dylan Blue. I've also had the Versace Eros. Very good, and people think it's better than this. You may agree, but what I find about the Versace Eros is that it's more catered towards people younger than me. I'm 22 now, turning 23 in just less than 2 months. Well, actually 2 months. I'll turn 23, and I wouldn't see myself using the Versace Eros now. I just find that it's too youthful of a smell, but it is a lovely smell. I just don't find it as appealing anymore. Maybe I've grown out of it. But the Perry Ellis 360 Cherry Red, obviously in the smell you can probably guess it is a cherry smell, and it is a nice smell. Obviously, the more often you wear colognes, you get used to them, but it's very nice. My most complimented fragrance, but this is my second most complimented fragrance, the Versace Dylan Blue. I am yet to receive any compliments about this, the Scandal, but this is a Scandal Intense, but I've not used it that much because it is expensive. I don't want to be using it more often than say Dylan Blue. The 360 Cherry Red is a little bit expensive, but nothing compared to this. This has set me back at least 100 quid, but this is new, so there's that. And it's also got a nice shiny crown to it, but at the end of the day, you're not buying it for the crown, are you? But it is nice to look at compared to, say, this Versace Dylan Blue. But it's still a very nice smell. Can't go wrong with it. You can't go wrong with wearing this. I will say, this is probably my most worn fragrance, even more so than the Perry Ellis, because the Perry Ellis doesn't last, but this lasts a long time, during the whole day. And what I will say about it is that it did get me a negative, I did receive a complaint about this wearing it, but I think that the person who complained about this just didn't like me generally. It was a co-worker, couple years back, complained about this smell of this because it's apparently, I don't know, I think she said it was too masculine, or maybe I wear too much of it, but I don't wear too much. I understand more than anyone that too much fragrance is not a good thing, and so I had this on, I sprayed it once or twice, and no one else except her complained, but I just don't think she liked me generally, because I've received a lot of compliments about this. You also have to realise is that this girl was, well, as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure is not into men, so maybe she just didn't like male fragrances because it's a male thing. She doesn't date men, she's not into men, as far as I'm aware. That might not have anything to do with it. I'm not being against that, that's fine. She might just not like it, okay? There's that. I'm not starting any sort of drama, but you know, doesn't matter. This, very nice. And the 360, oh, I also have that, oh, the tops came off of it. So this is the other fragrance I have, the Valentino. There's two different types of it. I need to find the hat for this actually, because I can't really spray it. But look, Valentino, very nice. I think there's two. I think there's like an orangey one, and this is like a standard one. Still a very nice smell. This is also quite a sweet smell, but I will say, Dylan Blue, second best fragrance I have. It's cheaper, I'm pretty sure, than the Perry Ellis, because the Perry Ellis is now hard to come by. Maybe because it's so popular, I'm not sure. Maybe they just didn't distribute it. But if you are going to get Perry Ellis, just get that one. If you are going to get Versace, it depends on your age group, but I still think the Dylan Blue is better than the Eros, because the Eros, I think, it has a time limit on it depending on your age group, because it's not only is it very saturated, I just think it's more young, for younger people. It really depends on what you're trying to portray, because that's another thing about appearances and smells, and that you want people to associate that smell with you and make an opinion of you depending on what fragrance you wear. Or maybe you just like it, maybe you like the fragrance, but then again, what you need to realize is that you get used to the smell. After a month max, you get used to the smell. And that's what bothers me about some of these fragrances, is that I don't know how good they are, because I can't tell myself anymore how good they smell. Or if you get bored, just use some air fresheners in your car and maybe you'll smell nice as well. I don't know. I need to find that lid for the Valentino. Where is it gone? So that's going to be it. The review. Bit of a messy review, but this is not a sponsored video, obviously. You can tell because my videos don't get views. As far as I'm aware, my videos don't get views, at least when I'm uploading it. I barely scrape 30 views on a video now, because I just talk about boring shit that no one cares about. But maybe you'll care about that fragrance. It is still worth it in 2025. That's all I'm going to say. Versace Dylan Blue, worth it in 2025. Get that. Maybe get Versace Eros if you really want to. Just get both of them. Very nice fragrance. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.